getting ready to do a demo of gas tungsten arc welding. One of the couple key safety things that I want to mention before we get started is make sure that you have your safety glasses on, and also that you got on some type of leather glove. Gas tungsten arc welding process does put out an ultraviolet light, so we want to make sure that we do have some kind of gloves on, and we always want to have our safety glasses on just in case anything pops off, any mill scale or anything like that pops off. So we make sure we always wear our protective gear. I also have a protective coat on to keep my arm from getting any ultraviolet light as well. So before we ever get started with welding, no matter what the arc welding processes we use, we want to make sure that we have our protective equipment on. Safety glasses, leather gloves, and protective clothing. Okay, today's lesson plan is going to be on the gas tungsten arc welding, and I'm going to be showing the proper technique to run a outside corner joint on some 11 gauge material. It's really just a little bit less than 11 gauge material. It's about 90 thousandths thick. So basically how you want to set your welder up is you want to set it up for 1 amp for every thousandth of an inch. So we're running around 95 thousandths of an inch, 0.095. So I have my machine set on about 94, 95 amps. That should be about the max that we need to set up. Some of the key components of doing a gas tungsten arc welding is holding your torch at approximately a 45-degree angle. As you're running the bead, you're going to be doing a push method. And then you're going to be adding your filler rod and putting it at about a 20-degree slope, 10 to 20-degree slope. And we're going to be doing the dip method. So we're going to be welding a little bit, dip the filler rod in, move forward a little bit, dip a little bit, move forward, and continue all the way down the weld joint. One of the key things is keeping the super as tight as arc as you possibly can without putting the tungsten right into the weld pool. Once you start the weld pool going, you start dipping, you start adding. You do not want to try to touch your tungsten onto your fill rod or onto your base metal. The other key component is keeping your filler rod inside the weld zone that the gas is covering, keeping your end of your filler rod in the gas atmosphere. So if you bring it back out, you can get some contamination back in it, and then when you go back in the weld, you can actually add some contamination into your weld. So the key is to keep it as tight as arc as possible, move down, dip, and keep the filler rod inside of the gas zone as you're doing the welding. When we get down to the end of the weld, we're using a foot control, so we can increase and decrease our amperage as needed. So when we start out, it's going to be low amperage. We're going to ramp up, get the amperage up, start melting the two pieces of steel together, move down. When we finish our weld joint, we decrease the amperage, do a little circle pattern, back up just a little bit into the puddle with your tungsten, then let off, let the argon cool the crater a little bit, and keep your argon gas on just for maybe 5 seconds on your tungsten so it cools the tungsten down. It helps really cool the tungsten down, saves the life of the tungsten. So we're getting ready to get started here. I got my machine set at 94 amps. We are using gas tungsten arc welding. Electrode is negative for steel. Typically for stick welding and for MIG welding, the electrode is positive. But for TIG welding, or gas tungsten arc welding, it is going to be electrode negative. And we're running about 20 CFH with our argon, 20 cubic feet per hour. Depending on the conditions, we're in an enclosed environment here, so 20 CFH is plenty for here. So we're going to get started. You know when you're on there. Okay, so I'm going to do a little dry run just to make sure that I can do this weld joint. Again, we're going to hold the torch tip at approximately 45-degree angle. This is going to be 10 or 20 degrees angles up, and we're going to be doing this method as we come on down. Dip, 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 dip. I'm going to start off with the amperage kind of low to get started, increase the amperage up to where I need it, and I get down at the end, I'm going to decrease, back step just a little bit, then shut my power off. Okay, turn the gas on, here we go. There we go. If the wire does stick onto the metal, just hold it still, burn it, continue on. Okay, I'm going to finish up here, decrease my amperage, back up a little bit. Just set there for a second. That completes the demonstration on the TIG welding process. Again, my amperage is set at around 95 amps, right around 95 thousandths of an inch of steel, 0.095. Using 1/16 filler rod, doing the dip method, keeping your torch tip at roughly 45-degree angles, your filler rod at about 10 to 20-degree angle, doing the dip method down the outside corner joint. Thank you.